And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Ripple analysis video. We will be going over both those pairs today, okay? XRPUSDT as well as XRPBTC. But we're going to stick to our drill, and what is our drill, guys? We're going to start off with that Mango dashboard. And here we have the Mango dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and filter XRP out. Now, XRPUSDT did give us a short signal. This short signal came in 3 days ago. Since then, if you manage to take that, you are up 0.3%. Okay, not much. XRPBTC also flipped short. This short signal came in 5 days ago. Since then, you are up 1.56%. Once again, guys, not much. As you can see, XRP is not really, just by looking at the signals on this dashboard, XRP is not really trending. It hasn't been trending in the past couple of weeks, actually, if you really have to ask me. I did do some preliminary analysis this morning. I was trying to dissect this chart, and I'm noticing that XRP it's not doing much. If you look at, so this is currently the weekly time frame. Okay, this is XRPUSDT on that Poloniex exchange. I'll pick this exchange primarily because of the price history on it. Okay, and you can see that for the past, 6 to 7 weeks, XRP has just been in this really tiny range here. Okay, it's not been doing much. Now, I understand that many people are looking at XRP because a lot of other altcoins out there, like Cardano, everything is pumping, right? So people are trying to grab onto coins that have not had a pump yet, okay, in anticipation of it actually having a nice, significant sort of move to the upside. The thing is that it's always sort of good to catch a trend while the trend has been established. And the thing with XRP is that the only trend that has been established on this weekly chart is a downtrend. Okay, what's good about this is that with XRP, at least, you can actually go short on this cryptocurrency. Right, you can actually go ahead and have a short position on XRP on some of the leading exchanges out there, BitMEX, Bitfinex, to name a few. Okay, but this is still in a downtrend, but we're anyways going to go ahead and dissect this chart, see what price is doing relative to its major, support and resistance lines. So we have one line of support right around here, 14 cents. Okay, the last time we came here, notice significance here. August 2017, this was that last bull cycle. Okay, we held it as support here, and even this time when we came down back in March, once again we held it as support here as well. So that does have quite a bit of significance there. We have 1 point of support now at around that 19-cent region. Okay. And I think I'll draw one right here as resistance. Actually, this may very well be a range. Yeah, it's a range. Okay, so it's like a range of resistance that we have on top here at around from 28 cents going all the way up to 33 cents. Okay, now as you can see, if I just zoom into price action currently, you can see that XRP is currently being held on that weekly support at 19 cents. Okay, if we spend more time here and we set in that bullish structure on the weekly time frame, chances are we're likely to come all the way up to test this region here at around 28 cents. Okay, now this is just simply going based on support and resistance lines. And while these ranges may look very tiny on my chart, rest assured they're not. Okay, from here all the way up to the next point of resistance is got 49% to the upside. It's going to be a nice big chunky move for XRP. But another reason I wanted to really sort of bring this, start off with this time frame, besides just the horizontals, is that I want to show you the ebb and flow of XRP's price action. Okay, you'll notice that when it does start to pump, okay, there is no trend established. It's just straight sort of pumps to the upside. And guys, these are like 1,000% pumps to the upside. This is 1,100. Okay, this one right here was a good another 1,987, 1,000, right? And this one right here was 1,300. It does not give you a chance. I still remember in the last bull cycle getting into XRP as soon as it started having these crazy freaking upside pumps. It was ridiculous. You just never know when the trend is not the trend. I can't even call it a trend. You just never know when the pump is actually just going to die out, right? So it gets tough. But I do believe that there's something very similar that happened in this region, okay, that is happening now. And these are things, perhaps signatures that traders ought to keep an eye out on if you are looking for upside on XRP, okay? And the one being, I always notice that it sort of forms some sort of pattern, okay, a bullish pattern. And the break of the bullish pattern is the impetus to the upside pump. Okay, I'm going to zoom into this price action right here. This was a falling channel, right, which we broke out of, and we had an immediate sort of push to the upside. That was a good 1000% pump to the upside. This right here too, this looked like a I think this was an ascending triangle of sorts. This was either an ascending triangle or a rising channel, although I believe this was a seems to be a rising channel. Yep, this was a rising channel that also broke to the upside. Now, I wanted to bring this to your attention, guys, because I do believe that XRP is putting in a channel of sorts. Okay, now, as you can see, the impetus to these kind of pumps always, you know, it's always a break of some sort of pattern. Okay, in XRP's case, I noticed that it seems to be following these channels very, very well. Now, I have spotted a channel on the weekly time frame, and mind you, this is a big one. Okay, so now this is this spans all the way from September 2018. You can actually mark the upper trend line that forms a channel just by connecting, well, the wicks. Okay, and if you just draw it right like this, this will give you the channel. Okay, now this channel has been at play since September 2018, and I do believe that breaking this upper trend line is going to have some massive bullish implications for XRP USDT. Okay, but as things stand right now, we have not broken this pattern. And until and unless we break it, okay, we are still in bearish territory. If you look at the overall structure, it is a bearish structure, right? You have these lower highs and you have lower lows being set in. Okay, so until we break that to the upside, this is still very much in bearish territory. I do believe that there are better shorts to be had on this chart than long opportunities. The thing is that as soon as the longs actually do come to play, man, you gotta be a sniper on this chart. Okay, it will not give you, XRP does not give you a chance. I mean, think about 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000% to the upside. It does not give you a chance. It just goes. When it pumps hard. Okay, so right now, it's not trending. If you just get onto the daily time frame, you can see that it's extremely choppy here. I'm going to switch on my cloud. Maybe not the cloud. How about the mango ribbon? Let's do the mango ribbon. Yes. And this is what I mean. Like, even in terms of EMAs and MAs, when price is choppy and it's not trending, even the EMAs and MAs sort of fail you at that point, right? But what is to note here is that XRP does have a bearish crossover on the daily time frame. We have the 55, which is over the 21, which is over the 10 SMA. And you have price being pushed down by those EMAs and MAs. And another thing I'm sort of noticing on this chart, okay, now this is more on the bearish side, is that I do believe that XRP may have broken out of a potential symmetrical triangle. So we broke that out. We broke out of this and we broke out to the downside. Okay, the measured move of this triangle, if the measured move has to be met, will take XRP USDT all the way down to that next point of support underneath us at around 14 cents. Okay, but I do believe that this has a higher probability of playing out as soon as we see daily candle body closes underneath the support here at around 18 cents. We start getting that with that bearish EMA ribbon cross. I'm saying that we're likely to make our way all the way down here. Okay, and notice how it's going to line up with, well, the bottom of this channel, this larger weekly channel that we have drawn here. Okay, so I do believe that XRP USDT is still in bearish territory. What's good about that is that, well, you can actually short XRP USDT. Okay, so now let's get on to XRPBTC and see what it is doing, and leave it up to me to have my horizontals already drawn in. I'm going to get onto that weekly time frame and see what it's doing. Clear out my ribbon there. Get things into focus. Okay, so bearish. This is not looking good at all. Okay, and it sort of makes sense, right? Because if XRP USDT is not trending and Bitcoin is, well, pumping as we speak, it makes sense that XRPBTC is in a downtrend, but here's what I'm spotting. Okay, now the first thing that really pops out of my screen, guys, is that the support that XRPBTC had been holding since August of 2019, we took it out here. Okay, so we held it for very, very close to a year until we managed to take it out to the downside. And usually, guys, when you see this, when you see price actually being held at a, a point of support, I mean, I don't blame people when they think that, oh, this is the bottom. It can't go any lower. We have found a bottom and it just goes up from here. Okay, especially when price has held it for so long. But what do you know? You can have instances, okay, where you actually break those levels and have continuation to the downside. There is always further downside to be had. So when you find analysts out there that say, oh, this has reached a bottom, this can't go any lower, question them. Okay, it is imperative that you question them. That way you keep your biases at bay. Now, this has broken that major sort of support to the downside, and chances are it's likely to, at the very least, come all the way down here at around 1,764. We start losing this as well, I'll be expecting another visit of 1,418 sats. And while this may look very, very tiny on my screen, rest assured it is not. Okay, from where price is at currently all the way to this point of support is a good 11% to the downside, and all the way down to, well, 1,400 sats is a good 30% to the downside. Okay, so these are massive, massive chunks, and you do not want to be long when price is in such a, a strong sort of downtrend right now on XRPBTC. But for the bulls, I do have one sort of little solace for you guys, okay? And this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a potential sort of bullish falling wedge. Now, for those of you who are aware of, various bullish and bearish patterns, you guys know that falling wedges are bullish patterns. Okay, however, note that what makes this pattern bullish is the break of the pattern. Until and unless we actually have that break to the upside, okay, you're looking for that nice, beautiful break to the upside with sufficient volume as well. Until and unless we have that, this is still bearish. Okay, this does not flip bullish until we see that break. And I do believe that break will have some massive bullish implications. While the measured move would only take XRP all the way up to 3,926 sats, I do believe that will likely have further continuation to the upside. Okay, I don't think that XRP will just stop at that. So this is what it's doing on the weekly time frame. It's still very, very bearish. It's a bearish picture, guys. I think this is a bear's market more than a bull's market. Okay, but like I said, when XRP decides to move, it's going to move like this. It's not going to give you a chance to get in. You got to be a sniper. So be very vigilant on how price reacts relative to these major sort of, levels, as well as, many of these patterns being put in, because chances are it's likely to follow them. Okay. Now, this is XRP on the weekly. Let's get on to XRP on the daily. Okay, this is good. The first thing that really pops out of my screen is how price is being held down by the 10 simple moving average. In fact, every visit of the 10 simple moving average has been a great short opportunity. Right, it's being held down. What I think will change this picture if we manage to take back the 10 SMA as well as that 21 EMA. Okay, I do believe that will have some sort of, bullish implications in the more near term for XRPBTC. And yeah, guys, that's all I have for you. I mean, XRP is not really doing much besides, really oscillating within this current range that we're in. What I would not want, if I'm a bull, is XRP losing this bottom diagonal. If we lose that to the downside, it's going to have more bearish implications. Okay, if we get picked up from here, what I'll be looking for in the next coming weeks is whether or not price can actually take out that upper diagonal. If we manage to take that out to the upside, okay, I don't think that price will only just stop at the measured move here at around 3,800 sats. I do believe price is likely to have further continuation to the upside. But right now, guys, this is all I have for you for XRPUSDT as well as XRPBTC. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, guys. Ciao.